Welcome back to Sweet Truth, part 2 of the politics episode. So, Lily, you are quite the feminist.
I am quite the feminist.
You're in this society?
I am Feminist Society at Sheffield Uni. I'm going to be next year's campaigns officer, which is very exciting.
Look out for that, everyone. Wow, special guest.
I'm so excited because we've both been involved with the society this year, and it's been really nice to get involved, sort of see the things they sort of talk about and what they want to do with the uni. And I think next year I've got some stuff planned. I've got some campaigns around uni, which is going to be really, really exciting.
Exclusive.
I know. Watch this space.
Wow. I saw it here first. So why is feminism so important in this weird time that we're in? We seem to be going completely backwards. How has this happened? Where are we right now?
I feel like we're in a very problematic time.
I feel like we're on the way to The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, I think.
Have you seen that? Oh,
It's
basically this utopian society where women just become vessels for birth.
It's like surrogates.
Yeah,
but slave surrogates, basically.
Yeah.
Wait,
you
this
should
is a
watch
real
it.
thing.
No, it's like a utopian
no, it's
book.
gonna be a real thing.
Oh, it's a book.
It was a book, but it's so reminiscent of the things that are starting to happen.
Oh my god!
Honestly, read it. It's really
okay. What's it called again?
The Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it. The TV show is really huge.
They had it on Channel 4.
Anyway, okay, 4 hours.
I know, talking about TV. So I think the recent abortion laws in Alabama was something that we really wanted to touch on because that's kind of very reminiscent of the direction that we seem to be going in. But Lily can talk about that because she knows more than me.
So I think, as everyone is aware, the Alabama laws are the strictest abortion laws in the US. So abortion is banned on any circumstances apart from when the woman is in danger, the mother's in danger. So cases of rape and incest, abortion still cannot happen. So doctors can get up to 99 years for performing an abortion. And also there are limits on obviously abortion pills and things. There's been a rise in women trying to acquire these, and obviously there's legislation against that. In 4 other states as well, the law is that if they detect the fetus's heartbeat, which is it can be as early as 6 to 8 weeks, when most women don't know that they're pregnant, abortion is also illegal. It was very shocking, I think, and it's completely terrifying.
What you were saying about the travel situation, it'll...
Yeah, so obviously America's a big country and you can travel across different states and things to potentially get an abortion, but for many women from low economic backgrounds or ones that also just don't want to travel, and because it's so... I think it's quite tabooed in America because obviously you've got the whole religious side of it. Obviously they want to tell their friends and their family, so it can be a very isolating, scary time. So it cuts off that option for a lot of women.
But like you say, it's, again, more laws that, whilst they impact all women, will impact disproportionately impoverished women who, cannot, because... I don't know if we think of it, but flying from state to state in America is like us going somewhere else in Europe, isn't it? It's a long way to go, especially to undertake something that can be really traumatic for women.
And even if you are from a state where it's illegal, someone who's meant to be in charge of your state is saying this is a terrible thing for you to do. It's illegal.
Of course,
so you're going to feel like you can't.
100%.
Guilty, and obviously because the fact is that abortion is a very traumatic thing. Emotionally, psychologically, it's something that no woman should ever have to go through, or should ever have to make that choice to go through it. But they do, and the fact that then the lawmaker is saying on top of that,
who's a man, probably.
Illegal. Yeah.
Oh, they were all men, weren't they? 22.
I think 4 of them, or 2 of them were women.
Why does that make it worse?
It makes it worse. So much
I
worse.
saw a picture my friend posted on Instagram. There was 3 rows of the men
and
all the other people.
White men,
And that is a very common theme, that they are the ones making legislation on what women should do with their bodies. It just doesn't...
I just can't fathom
it. It doesn't work in my head that is a system that is in place in 2019.
One of the lawmakers who signed it, his wife had an abortion. And he said that, and he is now very much against it after that's happened. So
it was okay when your wife had the choice, but now we want to take it away from every other woman.
I actually cannot understand how a man has any jurisdiction over what a woman does with her body. Still, I cannot.
And what you said about the doctor going to prison for 99 years, but the rapist
would get less
time. 100%, because in rape cases, like, are statistically lower to be convicted and tried, because rape is not a very well punished offense.
Especially in America, when you hear about these things where, you know, young white boys are let off of raping somebody on a college campus because they have a bright future ahead of them, or no, they don't deserve this to have this mistake on their criminal record. But a woman making a choice about her own body, whether she wants to bring like a life into this world, is something that is punished so much more severely. I think as well, you have to look at, I mean, the adoption and the foster system in America is completely overloaded. They have so many children in foster care and in, you know, adoption systems that just go round and round and round. It's like, you know, people say, well, why aren't you pro-life when it comes to the children that are already alive?
100%.
Like, not the ones that are, you know, the size of a peanut in a woman's stomach. It's crazy.
But I just think it's just like a woman's right, like a human being's right. That is what it comes down to.
Choice.
You are not giving a woman right and control over her body. And that is fundamentally just wrong. I can't. I don't know.
If you don't want to bring a child into this world, no matter what the situation is, whether it's your own choice or whether you were raped or whatever,
you should have that choice.
I don't have the money to bring a child into this world right now, so if it happened to me, I probably would have an abortion,
and
just because I can't.
I do understand, I completely understand the pressures that the religious communities have on women's life. I do understand the religious side of it. I mean, it is an awful thing. Abortion is a horrible, like, it's just a horrible thing
for someone to go through.
To go through. But at the end of the day,
that's what we're forgetting. It's like the person at the end of it. Like,
and I think that's the problem where religion meets law, is that it will always.
There should be no religion in law. It shouldn't. But that's obviously impossible, especially somewhere like America, and then like in Northern Ireland.
So this is the thing that we were discussing earlier. It's like the fact that in Northern Ireland, it's even worse for a woman to have an abortion there, because the women can go to prison, whereas in Alabama the women won't actually get convicted for having an abortion, only the doctor will. Whereas in Northern Ireland both parties will.
So they're even stricter there.
So this is what we were saying, I guess, with the whole trend. Like, obviously it's a massive news story at the moment in Alabama, but why is it not being spoken about in Northern Ireland? Why is that not being
because that's been going on for such a long time.
So it's been, there was an attempt basically the law was passed, when the law was passed in 1967, the Abortion Act in England, Northern Ireland Parliament still had control, so it wouldn't have been passed there, and there have been no attempts to sort of pass abortion acts in Ireland in Northern Ireland because of the DUP, and because they don't want that to happen, so Westminster won't put it through, won't push it.
Explain what the DUP is to anyone who doesn't know.
So what does it stand for? Democratic Unionist Party. So the DUP are currently in a confidence and supply agreement with the Conservative government. So the Conservative government didn't get a majority in England, so they had to enter into this agreement whereby they give billions of pounds to Northern Ireland in exchange for the DUP are supposed to support the Conservative in their legislation, helping them pass, acts of Parliament, but in reality that hasn't happened.
So in relation to the abortion law, the reason why Westminster won't push anything is because the DUP don't want it. That is fundamentally the reason why.
And I think it terrifies me that we have a government in place who will just sit back and let that be all for the sake of power.
Because without it they won't get their policy through, but it's fallen through on them because the DUP have not supported the Conservatives.
But it's kind of, as long as there are parties like the DUP and like these new parties like Farage's new Brexit party, whilst these parties are prominent in British politics, laws like that just aren't going to change because there's always going to be, I don't know why, it blows my mind, but this mass amount of people who support these parties that are so, the DUP, the DUP are very homophobic, they're very conservative, they don't believe in, gay marriage or anything like that, very kind of anti-immigration. Basically, they're a far-right party, aren't they? And they're in partnership with our government, which is
not okay.
Terrifying. And also I feel like something that was just swept under the rug. We're just going to go into agreement with this party. Don't worry about the fact that they have fascist views.
It links back to the problems in politics, is the idea that the reason why there's no disengagement because it's undemocratic. Nobody voted for the DUP. Nobody would.
Which is why it's so important
to get people
bring it
involved,
back to it, to get people our age to be voting, because would you vote for something like that?
No.
Like any 20-year-old girls, are they going to be wanting to vote for that? What if it happens to you? No.
Exactly.
So it's very important. Move on to something a little bit lighter, but also way more infuriating. Catcalling.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
We are in the peak season. Sun's out, shins out.
They're loving it in their white vans, beep beep.
It's horrific.
Yeah,
it's so horrific.
Another thing that just absolutely boggles me. What kind of impact is this meant to have? Am I meant to wave blood? Am I going to start? Oh my gosh! Thank you. You like my ankles? That's so nice.
We had a with long skirts.
Yeah,
big
long skirts,
jumper.
big baggy jumper. Beep, beep, you're right, ladies. What?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
I'm all right. Go away.
Well, I don't understand how it benefits them. Like, I want to know the success rate.
I think it is. It's not even success. I think they're just looking for a reaction.
Oh yeah. What do they want? I wonder. I'm glad that I don't think I know any boys in my life that would ever do that.
No, I don't think I do.
No.
I don't think I would allow them in my life.
Quite a lot of builders, I feel like. Yeah, it's quite bad.
I don't like working class builders.
It's mostly builders, isn't it?
If we're going to,
I don't know any builders.
No, I don't know any builders.
But it's horrendous. It makes me, like Ellie the other day, my friend Ellie, she thought to herself, right, I've got this skirt on, I'm probably going to get shouted at. Why would you have to think like that? So I don't want to go out in a low cut top because I'll definitely get shouted at. I just think I don't want to. It puts me in a bad mood for the day.
And I think that's why when people say, why do we still need feminism? On a personal scale, we still live in this kind of culture where women I'm scared a lot of the time to walk past a big group of men, and the fact that it's still like that, and I'm I'm not I would say I'm quite a confident person. I don't get easily kind of intimidated, but if I'm on my own, especially if it's kind of nighttime, if like you say you've got a low cut top on or something, shouldn't be something that I need to factor into.
But it's an automatic thing, isn't it? Automatically, what you're wearing, what jacket you're gonna wear.
Yeah.
Why
is that a part of the thought process that is so it's unfair?
I just can't understand anyone who says that they don't understand why we need feminism. At the end of the day, and this is why I wanted to say about feminism as a bad word, it's become a dirty word, and it's because it is quite strongly associated with a radical feminist group who are fairly man-hated. Or no, they believe more in female empowerment over men.
Yeah.
But feminism is the equality of the sexes.
Equality.
Yeah. That is all.
Why would nobody want that?
It's not. Women do not want to have superior role over men.
No.
We just want to be treated as equals.
The same.
We want to have the same opportunities, the same. We don't want to have the same treatment. We don't want to have sexism, catcalling, any of those sorts of things, and recognition for that as well.
Which is what I was saying earlier. I used to feel like it didn't affect me because of my job, and I'm in an industry where it's mostly women, so I was surrounded by girls all the time, and I didn't feel like it affected me that much. But then I would speak to my friends who know a bit more about it than I do, and that's why it's so important for conversations like this. I now realise that it affects me in so many ways that I didn't know
you
before.
wouldn't think about. No, 100%. And I also think, again, like we said in the last episode, we're very lucky that we live in a very liberal society, but the reality is that when you're talking about feminism, it's not just for yourself, it's for equality of women generally. It's a systemic thing, isn't it? It's in legislation, like in countries like, for example, Saudi Arabia, where it was only last year that women were allowed to drive. In Afghanistan, women need to have permission to leave the house unless it's an emergency.
Oh my God.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, the main weapon of war in the conflict there is rape of women. That is that they don't, it's not guns, it's not knives, it's raping women because they see that as embarrassing their husbands or humiliating their male counterparts.
It's not, exactly. It's not humiliating. It's not about the woman.
No. Yeah. It's about the position of the woman
in society. So it's completely related.
And in the Congo, it's still, it's legal for husbands to rape their wives. If a wife has been raped, then she is normally charged with adultery.
Oh my God.
So it's only really ever seen as like a crime if it's a young unmarried virgin woman. And I mean, it's like, I don't want to start talking about it because it's just so horrific, but literally, girls from the age of 6 are being like raped in their villages because that's just the culture there.
Makes you feel sick.
That is how the conflict operates, and that is why we need feminism. And people are unaware of it, again, because we're not being taught about it, we're not being educated about things like that, but also because there's this tendency to kind of just sit in your bubble. Doesn't affect me, so I'm not.
And I think also the fact is that we are in the most forward thinking of time. I think we are. I think we have made big changes from the 60s onwards, definitely, for the position of women. I mean, there is still a lot of, obviously there's still a lot of issues going on.
But if you look at it comparatively,
we have made big steps, but there's so much more that we need to do, we need to change. But that's why there's a tendency now to say, we don't need feminism anymore, you've got your equality. That's it. It's just, do you know what I mean? There's nothing that needs to come of it.
I saw something horrific on the internet the other day, and it was 50 Cent. Did you see my little rant?
Oh yeah, I saw your story.
50 Cent. This is like probably a little bit not related, but anyway. He posted a video of a man and a woman having an argument. She spits on him and he absolutely knocks the shit out of her.
Did you see that?
He punches her. The punch alone could have killed her. Then she falls on the floor, smacks her head on the floor. That could have killed her. Then he stamps on her head.
You were joking?
No, it was honestly
horrific.
Oh, it made me feel so sick. And the comments that I was reading.
She deserved it.
I'll sometimes do it if I want to know more, but usually I try and not read any comments because it makes me so mad. Women were commenting saying, she asked for it, she shouldn't have spat on him, spitting is the worst thing you could ever do. I'm like, stamping on a head isn't, like, but the fact that the women were saying it was like, and there was men saying like, oh, this is why you're my hero, 50 Cent, for posting things like this. And
it's like the fucking thing, isn't it? It's like celebrities, people have these platforms that it's just giving this horrible message.
Why would he put, like, I don't understand
50
that.
Cent, I don't know how many millions of followers he's got.
A lot.
But multiple millions. Yeah. And you're putting out that message. And people look up to you.
Yeah.
And all these people are going to think, oh, that's fine, that's
so
acceptable.
Normal. Let me just go and beat
it
my
feeds
wife.
into this narrative of, women need to be that's what really gets me, is there
women
still
need to
seems to
sit in their place. How dare you spit on a man like that?
How dare you act aggressively in any way at all? That is so unwomanlike of you. I need to put you in your place.
The first thing I thought was he probably gave her an STI or something. He's probably cheated on her, gave her a STI, and she thought, oh my God, fuck you.
It's going to spit on you.
That's the first thing I thought of anyway, but I just thought, and then the blaming
no
this
context
woman.
behind that video, that's very, very, very odd. But
isn't it?
Like you say, that's again another example of these people with platforms who shouldn't be allowed to have them because they're so irresponsible with it.
Exactly.
That's so irresponsible. And videos like that, the kind of things that goes viral, and it's like, you women say you want equality, but are we not allowed to beat you up if you're allowed to beat us up?
That's what they're saying, like, you want equality, like, a man punches you, you punch him out. I was like, she spat on you. It's not the same. But that's what they're all saying.
But also it's probably diverted from the fact, like, the point of feminism, like, it's equality. That's what's needed.
We're not saying we want you to punch us in the face. Like, whoa.
I just want equal rights, mate.
Yeah. Just want to be paid the same.
But I think that might go back to the word feminism has it's been made to look like a naggy thing, and like all these women are saying they're feminists. It's like, it's not a bad thing.
No,
it's just some like militant vegans.
Yeah.
Vegan. I feel like veganism, feminism, and Brexit are now like people just roll their
Hate
eyes.
words.
at
Just
it.
don't bring it up. Like, that's the rule. Go to my grandparents' house.
Oh my god, go to my
Don't talk about
grandparents.
veganism.
Don't
Just
talk
don't
about
do
bloody
it.
feminism either.
Or Brexit. I haven't tried the feminism one.
Oh, don't.
Maybe I'll bring that
My
subject
grandma-
up.
Oh, you're very
Record it.
Yeah, I will. We'll add that
Grandma,
on.
what's wrong with feminism?
Well, thanks for that, girls. It's been very insightful.
Thank
and
you.
yeah, thank you for listening to Sweet Truth.
So therefore, I must be 100 with you and tell you really what it was.
Just got real.